Hello, guys. Welcome to the show. I am Shane Davis, 20-year comic book veteran. I'm here with Yanzi Lynn, and today is the day we are talking once again about AI and comics and AI. It's a thing. Hollywood strikes happening. It's kind of coming in towards the comics section, and we're going to talk mainly on that. But of course, AI is going to have maybe a lot of effects on a lot of people's jobs. But comics is this interesting thing because a lot of people are having reactions to it. And a lot of people are trying to utilize this in comics because a lot of people want to make comics. And one of the hardest part of making a comic is, of course, the artwork. And I can attest to this by being a comic book artist, is either you need a lot of money to hire an artist or you really need to get good at drawing and have a lot of time to spend drawing. Now, one of the weird things about comic artwork in general is usually the more time you spend on it, the better it looks. And time is money and vice versa. But what if you could hit a couple of keys and magically generate artwork that looks like it took days, if not weeks, to manufacture in seconds? This is alluring to a lot of people, especially a lot of uncreative people. It's instant gratification, right? I don't need to go to art school. I don't need to do all this. And here you go. And here's an example of it. Now, from what I can tell, like Brian Boland, Mike Allred were kind of fed into this machine, this AI generator, and this is the comic work it was able to pump out in very little time.
So we have over here Amar Rashi saying OpenAI's latest image generation model, DALL-E 3, makes it so easy to create comic books. Here are 4 panels for a fan-made Batman comic made in under 5 minutes. Enjoy. So we can look at the artwork over here and we can straight away see, yeah, it is definitely heavily borrowing, or should we say outright copying from certain people. And I mean, look at this. How many rows of teeth does Joker have exactly? 3 rows, maybe?
Right.
So, totally professional level artwork here, folks. And of course, totally a Boland Joker. And let's not forget over here, we have European Batman because he drives on the other side of the car. So, hey, whatever.
Right.
So, what is the consequence of doing something like that, though? Yes, you can say, yeah, hooray, I can do artwork. Look at me making my own comic books. Well, how all these AI creators work is that you must feed them what is called data sets, which means that they must be given prior information before they can generate new information. Now, people will say, oh, no, see, that's exactly artists learning from one another. Well, artists don't exactly copy and paste pixels from one another to learn how to draw. And furthermore, none of these panels are very compelling by themselves. There is no creativity in any of these panels. The composition is horrendous. And it's like, yeah, we're totally gonna, make comic books from guys like that. Yeah, sure, 5 minutes, but 5 minutes of garbage, still 5 minutes of garbage.
But what if that 5 minutes of garbage is better than mainstream comics right now? I got to point that out. Like, part of the issue here isn't the quality this thing's able to pump out, and it's pumping out on the material you're feeding it from live humans, being Brian Boland and Mike Allred in this case. But what if the quality in the mainstream comic market, when you're hiring off of diversity and you're hiring for quotas and ESG funds and all of that, what if the work they produce and what you're charging for, it's just so low that if you start to hand somebody a jigsaw puzzle of good quality artwork, you're like, oh my God, that's appealing. And that's kind of the threat right here.
Well, I mean, there are definitely some creators who are feeling a bit of heat from this AI thing. For example, J.H. William III says, it is cursed, it will wither, and it will die. And for those in the thread or elsewhere who support it, let's see how they handle it when AI is being used to take their jobs and destroy their financial well-being. And we have Daniel Kibblesmith. Everyone knows that name, of course. Damn, it looks exactly like a computer churning out a dog beep impression of a Batman comic. You guys did it. So on and so forth. They're basically saying it looks bad, looks horrible, it's art theft, which is correct. Now, one very important thing that people are forgetting is that you cannot actually copyright AI-generated stuff. There's one very big issue here that corporates themselves are facing. So the only alternative would be you get AI to generate all these artwork. Then you have to pay an artist to go over it and modify it enough for you to claim that, yeah, there was sufficient human input to claim it as something that I copyrighted. Now, in the case of this Zarya of the Dawn comic, the only thing that the US Copyright Office allowed the creator was the arrangements of the panels. They had no right
Mhm.
to any of the artwork generated in any of the panels. So that is probably the same issue that corporate creators will be facing if they decide to use AI to make this stuff.
Now, with that said, like this could be potentially another tool in the toolbox for an artist to generate work. Okay, like I'm not gonna lie about it. Now, it's a horrible tool in the sense that if I'm gonna have to take this and draw on top of it anyways, the inconsistencies, the hands are all crooked, but it could generate some interesting layouts at first glance, and I'm looking at or whatever, some designs. But again, I'm having to feed it my own artwork. So that's what I mean by a tool. It could be something I would use as just an idea farm to then sit down and draw some pages. But I'm not going to, as an artist, I'm not wanting to allow my artwork to be fed to it for other people to yank and swipe and print. And that's kind of the issue here is the consequences of the AI cannibalism. If I'm not going as an artist going to feed this machine for other people to prosper from, then what is being fed to it to generate an outcome? This is a machine that you have to feed raw material. I really need to stress that enough. There has to be a raw material fed to this thing for it to be effective, right? And that would be human beings' drawings. Now, there's consent. There's am I going to be able to go take a bunch of Brian Boland artwork that DC Comics owns and feed it? See, then it's a problem. It's not just Brian Boland's artwork, it's the copyrighted material I'm feeding it, which would be his Batman artwork and stuff like that. It becomes very problematic all around.
And right now, the consequence of it is that when you feed it data, real artists, they take time to produce a comic, and that's the truth. Which means that there's a limited amount of data available at any one point in time. There's no constant, fresh source of data coming in. And what that leads to is that, well, now the internet is full of all these AI-generated stuff. And when you start trying to crawl for new data, what does it find? The new AI-generated stuff. So AI feeds into AI, and then they produce AI-generated AI, which then feeds into itself again, and so on and so forth. This is basically the whole analogy of photocopying a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy. It's only going to get worse and worse and worse. And for some reason, the tech bros think, yes, this is the future. Now, the only future that this might be as a tool set for artists is, yes, if you feed it purely 100% your own artwork and then use it to generate starting points, I guess. Because at the end of the day, the corporate issue is going to be a very major thing. I think corporates will try their hand at this. And I think for something as labor intensive as comic books, they may not find it worthwhile to pay someone to go over the artwork, especially if you can hire cheap talent from overseas.
Right. And that is going to be the issue is there's still going to be the need to have some sort of art director or somebody with an artistic skill set to say that hand on Joker there is busted. Well, why? Well, I need to go in and redraw that hand. And that's the thing too, is like, it's one thing to take a Brian Boland Joker face and photocopy it and cut and paste, which is basically what it did there with Joker and why he looks so cool. But when it comes down to that hand on the other image, like that's busted. So I, as an artist, would have to go in and redraw that hand. And clearly, you're not going to fool anybody that that's not a Brian Boland-esque type face at first glance. So why not just hire Brian Boland? You're going to have to get like another artist to draw the hand anyways. And I've yet to really see AI do a lot with it's inconsistent. There's that. The figure work is spotty at best, and it has a real hard problem with hands. So there's something that just doesn't feel right. At first glance, maybe things look well, and maybe this will only get better. But again, we really have to stress this. It will only get better with the raw materials it's being fed. If you guys will, please hit like, subscribe, ring the bell for notification. Also, Axcend Level Up is up for 9 more days. We have 958 backers on our way to 1,000 backers, $86,149. If you guys will, please go over here, check out this campaign. We have some awesome stuff to share with you. We have a Mark Texera cover that's going to glow in the dark. We also have a beautiful John Malin cover here, Shane Davis covers, all of this stuff. Get over here, check it out. There's 2 books in this campaign, Axcend and Axcend Respawn, and we would love to have you on board for this campaign, our next 9 Lives ventures. I'll leave you guys with a trailer for this awesome comic book, Axcend Level Up.
I dream of a world carefully crafted, beautifully flawed. This is Axcend. In this game of life, there is one thing that determines a victor. A player's ability to grow. A player's ability to evolve. A player's ability to survive. My name is Dog. Choose to play. Choose to upgrade. Choose to level up. Choose to Axcend.